Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and welcome to this Ecom Motors Dog podcast. Dog is Drive Online Growth, and it's all about enhancing, improving, and winning with your online aftermarket sales. I'm Paul Dilger, and I am joined by my compadre, my partner in crime, Mr. Andrew Rowson. Andrew, good day to you.
Good day to everyone out there, and also good day to you, Paul. How are you today?
I am very well, all the better for hearing your dulcet tones. Thank you very much. So today's podcast is focused on events that Ecom Motors is either organising, has organised, or is exhibiting at, and we've got a pretty exciting schedule of events to talk to you about. So the first one then happened at the beginning of October 23. That was Thursday, the 5th of October. It was our own event, and it was called Automating Automotive 2024. It was co-chaired by Andrew, and it was hosted by our good friends at eBay in their UK headquarters in Richmond, southwest London. And it was a very well attended and a very successful event. Lots of thoughtful and stimulating topics that we hope were both informative and educational. Andrew, you were there at the coalface for the day. What were your thoughts on it?
It was a good event. We had a good cross-section of people there, both speaking and also attending. And, one thing that we wanted to make sure it wasn't going to be a sales pitch. So we wanted to make sure it was informative, looking at things online and offline for people that trade in automotive and automotive parts, looking at trends for the last year, and then also predicting things that will happen next year as well. And we brought a few of the industry icons to speak at that event. And I know Paul was there. He was part of the organisation. He was there all day. Which one particularly do you think you enjoyed, you thought the participants got most value out of?
That's a great question, really. I really enjoyed the TechCom presentation. We had Mark Rudge speaking. He heads up essentially the TechCom's UK entity, and he only had a few slides, but graphically they were really interesting, mapping out where TechCom fits into the online aftermarket ecosystem, how they work with organizations like Ecom Motors, and how they work with brands and manufacturers who, of course, provide all of their data in order for distributors and resellers to inquire about availability and price and all of that good stuff, so that they can in turn service the end user, be it the body shop, the garage, or the hobbyist themselves who's looking for those aftermarket parts and tools. So I really enjoyed that, and that session was tailed by AJ Chauhan, who heads up reseller Arcs Global, who's an Ecom Motors partner, and he's been pioneering really the work we at Ecom Motors have been doing to integrate the TechCom modules into our technology and our business processes, so that resellers can really improve their productivity in terms of getting parts out to customers, be they shipped from the reseller themselves or shipped direct from the supplier, or drop shipped, if you like. So that was a very good session. Nitin spoke from Frost & Sullivan about what Frost was seeing in terms of how the market's going to develop. We had Neil Pattermore from the IAAF, and they're the Independent Automotive Aftermarket Federation, so they have a very strong lobbying influence and power within the industry. So he gave an update on the kind of things they've been doing as well. We had Chris Dawson from Channel X speaking about what's happening in the emerging marketplaces. I mean, obviously, eBay is the 800-pound gorilla in the automotive aftermarket space, but also there are some interesting developments with some of the newer players like B&Q or TikTok or Mano Mano or The Range, those kinds of other marketplaces. They're not necessarily automotive, but are certainly doing some fairly innovative and eye-catching stuff at the moment. And of course, we had a lot of industry experts from eBay. eBay were great. They presented a whole bunch of category managers, category leads, people who were responsible for a lot of the programs like the Pro Trader program and the Click and Fit program and all that kind of stuff. So it was really, those sessions got a lot of questions and a lot of interaction with the audience. So I didn't really answer your question. It was maybe a thinly veiled excuse for me to talk about the whole agenda. But I think just to throw it back to you, Andrew, I really enjoyed the TechCom and the ARX Global session. What about yourself?
Yeah, I really, actually, for me, it was all about the interaction with the audience. And there was a lot of questions coming, not just for eBay, which you'd expect for people to attend a meeting at eBay's office. They have a vested interest in eBay and their own business on eBay, but also to the other speakers, which you've gone through and mentioned them, and the interest in other kind of, how everything's all going to mold and get more closer offline, online, and servicing as well. One thing that was really interesting, and I think will become a game changer, is around the service element as well as purchasing the goods online as well. So I think that will just make it a lot easier and for the consumer, because they'll go to one place to find a solution for both sourcing and installation. But the other thing is as well, it will also bring a lot more players to the party in respects of installers as well. So I think it's I think that will be good for the industry. I think it will be awesome as well for the buying public from that point of view. So I think there's some exciting things going to happen into 2024. And there's one thing for sure, eBay's part of that kind of edge, that game-changing edge to embrace the category as well moving forward. So yeah, and I think I know we're talking about holding another similar event into 2024, and it'd be great to get your comments about what you'd love to see in that sort of event as well, because we hold these for you. It's not for our benefit, it's for the benefit of the community out there as well. So yeah, no, good. A lot of planning goes into these sort of events, so it's always good when people attend them, and there's some great feedback as well. So no, it's all good, Paul. So thanks for being part of that, Paul. It's really
not at all. Thank you, and thank you for along with Arjang Salehi of eBay for co-chairing the full day. It's those events can be very intense events. You're basically on it the whole day. So good job, well done. And for those of you that could not attend the event, or again, as Andrew said, had some input into what you'd like to see at the next event or the topics that are a real interest to you, just get in touch with us via socials or ecommotors.com. There's a contact us page from there that you can easily access from the homepage there, and we'd be delighted to tell you a bit about the event you missed and maybe help get you to help us shape what future events might look like. So that's all about the past. Though, what about the immediate future then? So for us, what's on the immediate horizon is a trip across the Atlantic, because probably the most important aftermarket event on the US calendar, SEMA, SEMA, the SEMA show, and it's in the Las Vegas Convention Center, and it's basically the first week of November 2023. We are going to be there in full effect, and Andrew, you've attended a few SEMA events. What should people expect to find at SEMA if they're planning on attending and they haven't been there before?
Car parts, Paul.
Can you give a bit more insight than that?
I thought you set yourself up for that question, Paul, so I thought I'd just walk straight into that door. So, the common thing is automotive with all these events, both sides of the Atlantic, whether you're Europe or North America. But the type of cars are different, and it is a lot different show, SEMA, than it is going to Automechanica. There are two shows on at the same time, so you have Apex as well. Apex is more your hard parts, and the SEMA show is your more kind of performance, your pumped up vehicles, the trucks that you need step ladders to get into and all that good stuff. Yeah, really, really interesting, and really, really interesting to look at what is happening in North America, because some of that stuff also comes across to Europe as well. And with the advent of the internet, which has been around a while now, but things and trends and likes and how in the type of vehicles we love and we get information about is very similar now because the internet connects all parts of the world with that as well. It is an international show, so you'll have exhibitors from Asia, India, China, Malaysia, then also Turkey. There's a whole big section to those guys, and it's a great opportunity for them to show what they can do from a manufacturing point of view. And then you've got good old American companies that have been established since the motor car has been in existence, and them looking at different solutions or different things that they can actually help make your life easier or make your car more sexier, if that makes sense as well. So it's a great show. For us, it's an opportunity to connect with the community and see what we can do to help them with solutions to embrace online and how they can present both their brand, but also make incremental sales as well. So I'm really looking forward to it. Looking forward to it so much. I am in America now. Looking forward to my partner in crime, Paul, as long as they let you through the border, joining me at the end of the week as well. Are you looking forward to it, Paul?
I am. Always a risk, obviously, with getting through TSA and all of the various security and border controls for us Europeans. But for those of you who have not yet registered and are thinking about attending, then SEMA Show you can find it on the web at SEMA, SEMA, SEMAshow.com/attendee. So that's at the Las Vegas Convention Center, October 31 through November 3 of 2023. So that is SEMA, and also Apex is at another location about a mile away, but runs almost concurrent to SEMA, but you can definitely do both events at the same time. So the other event that we wanted to talk about was PRI. That's the Performance Racing Industry Show. That's actually in the Midwest. That's in Indianapolis, in Indiana, and that is December 7th through 9th. So probably the last, again, major event on the US automotive aftermarket calendar for 2023. Just diving back actually to SEMA, I didn't mention to you that if you do want to visit us at SEMA, we are at booth 12019 in North Hall. So that's we're actually under the banner of eMotive, but it's all about Econ Motors. We're at booth 12019 in North Hall. So going back to PRI then, the PRI show. Andrew, I don't know as much about that show as I do about SEMA and Apex. Could you give our audience a bit of an inside track on that?
Absolutely. So this is the first time we're going to be visiting and exhibiting there, and that's basically because all the people we go and speak to at SEMA saying you should come to PRI. It's as important as SEMA to us. It's actually run by SEMA as well. So they purchased the show, well over 10 years ago, I believe. So it is slightly more towards performance. And as you know, what is Indianapolis the home of, Paul?
I think it's the Indy 500, is it not?
Yeah. And then you've got NASCAR there. You've got a lot of, it is as Detroit is the birthplace of the motor, Indianapolis is known as the place where people play with their cars. So they go out and they ride them and they drive them and they race them as well. So great place to have an event there. It is for around 3 days in Indy, and we're looking forward to being there and following up with the people we meet at SEMA Apex, and also meeting new people as well. So my colleague Simeon and myself will be there. And then at the same time, unfortunately, there is another event happening in the UK, which Paul's going to be attending and looking after. Which one's that, Paul?
Thank you for teeing that up, Andrew. Before I move on to tell you about that, I just want to mention that if you are coming to the PRI show, again, December 7th through 9th, you will find us exhibiting on booth 4244 in Yellow Hall. So that's booth 4244 in Yellow Hall. Again, we're under the banner of eMotive, but Econ Motors will be there in full effect. And to find out more about that show, you can go to performanceracing.com trade-show/attend. But yes, you hit the nail on the head there, Andrew, because unfortunately for you, you'll be stateside. But those of us from the UK branch of Econ Motors will be attending the IAAF, the Independent Automotive Aftermarket Federation's annual conference in the Hilton in Milton Keynes on Thursday, December the 7th. And in the evening, there is the much anticipated awards dinner and show. We will be there exhibiting at the show, and also our good friends at eBay are also taking a table or two. So we think we might have wangled a couple of places at the dinner as well. It'd be great to connect with our current customers and prospective customers as well at that particular event. It's usually, again, a very informative event, rather like our Automating Automotive. It's very informative, very insightful, lots of sessions, a couple of guest speakers, a couple of VIP speakers who will be running the award side of things as well. And last year we went along, invited a few customers, and it was a rather enjoyable event. And so hoping for the same again this time in December of 2023. So that really completes a pretty hectic calendar of events for 2023. When I think back, Econ Motors has probably attended or sponsored or exhibited or organised something like 10 to 12 events this year. And that's a lot of events. So we've been very high profile, a lot of great conversations, a lot of stuff going on in e-commerce, as you can imagine at the moment. So yeah, it's been a pretty exciting, pretty demanding year. Andrew, have you anything to add to that before we sign off on this podcast?
I'd just say it's been really, really good this year that we've been able to meet a lot of people in the industry, spend time, showing what we can do, talking about our tech coming to integration, and also, looking forward into 2024 and how that's going to help so many businesses automate their business as well. So really, really exciting time. We have missed out the event of Christmas, which we are looking forward to spending time with our families, but also finalising our plans for 2024 during that slowest season from a trading perspective, but a more intensive season with our respective families and spending time with those as well. So yeah, no, really, really good. Just a bit of advice. Just don't go and say, stay safe as you're going into America, because they will not let you out. Okay, I just want to say that as well, Paul. So
yes, indeed. Indeed.
Any more advice for Paul as well, as he is traveling over the Atlantic, then please put it in the comments.
Indeed. Well, for those of you entering the US for the first time, it's can be quite a rigorous process. And the one thing you should not say when one of the officers asks you if you have anything to declare is to say, in the words of Oscar Wilde, nothing but my genius, because that never goes down too well. Anyway, this has been an Econ Motors Dog podcast. Thank you for your attention. Andrew, you normally give us an OW at this point.
Yeah, I'm in the hotel room, and I'm just worried that people will just burst in and wonder what's going on in my hotel room, because I didn't check in with a pet. I just want to point that out. Yeah.
Entirely understandable. So thank you for listening, everyone. If you want to get in touch with us, you can find us on socials. You can contact us via econmotors.com or from the contact page. And we really look forward to hearing from you. And we wish you a fantastic rest of Q4 2023 and happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving for our US colleagues, obviously, for Thursday in November. Happy Christmas and happy other religious festivals that apply to you and to your loved ones. And goodbye.